Today we're going to make this simple mouse craft. And to do this, you're going to need some supplies. First thing you're going to need is some scissors, a black crayon, marker or pencil crayon, a pencil, some glue, and some paper. You're going to need the color that you'd like your mouse, some white, and some black. So I am making a mouse in orange today, so I'm going to use an orange piece of paper. If you want a different color, grab whatever color you would like. I'm going to put the page in front of me, long side left to right and short side top to bottom. Then I'm going to fold it over, pulling from the left side to the right, and I am going to push down and create a little fold line or a crease. So once I create that fold line, I'm going to open up my page and you will see there it is, and I'm going to use that to cut. So that makes it nice and straight. I'll use my scissors and cut along that line. And I'm going to move one of my pages away and take the other page and put it left to right again, the long side, and short side is top to bottom. And I'm going to fold it over again, left to right. I'm going to fold to make that crease, and this time I'm going to use that fold line, and I'm going to grab my pencil right from the fold line. I'm going to draw half a heart, so it's going to go up, around, and to the tip at the bottom. So half a heart, up, around, and down to the tip. Then I'm going to use my scissors and I am going to cut right on that line. Once I cut on the line, I am going to open it up and I have a heart. Now I'm going to take the page I just used to cut my heart and I'm going to just make a little square piece out of it. So I'm just going to trim a little bit so I have a little square here. And we're going to use that to make the ear of our mouse. So I'm going to take that piece, I'm going to fold it over. Once it's folded, I'm going to find that fold line, and on that fold line, I'm going to use my pencil and draw a little heart, half a heart, sorry. So you're going to go up, around, to a tip, up, around, to the tip, just like we did for the large heart, but we are making a smaller one, and this is going to be the ear for our mouse. So whatever size you would like, that's the size you're going to make your heart. So there we go, we have a little one. Now we are going to use some more of that paper, and we are going to make our tail. So I am going to just trim this off so it's easier for me to work with. And I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to draw a tail. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to draw up, slight curve in, back to the left, and then come back around the other way. So I went in, back to the top and around the other way. You can see it's just kind of a little curved tail. You can make yours longer, shorter, thicker, have it even more curved. It's completely up to you. Whatever you would like your tail to look like, that's what you're going to do. Then we're going to use this strip of paper and just along the flat end, I'm just going to cut. Now these are going to be our whiskers. You can see I'm cutting them very long. And don't worry, we can trim our whiskers after. So if your piece of paper is a little bit shorter, that's okay. All you want to make sure is that when you're done, you have 3 strips of paper. Now remember, these are the whiskers, so if you would like yours to be thicker or thinner, it's up to you. They don't have to be this long. We can trim them and we can be flexible. If it doesn't work, we can make them again later. The next thing I'm going to do is grab my white and my black paper. I'm going to take, see my black paper, I don't want it in front of my white, I want it behind my white piece of paper because I want to draw on my white. So on my white piece of paper, I'm going to draw a circle. This circle is going to be the eye of our mouse. So see, I have the black piece of paper behind it. I'm going to cut. Once I cut once, I will have 2 circles. Now, if this is tricky, don't worry. What you're going to do is draw a circle on your white piece of paper. Remember, that's going to be the eye. And then a circle on your black. See, I have a circle on my black, circle on my white, and the black is going to be your nose. So whatever works for you. When you're done that, you're going to take your white piece of paper again, and I'm going to fold it over. I'm folding it over, creating that crease line. Remember our heart from before? We want to now use that crease line, and right on that fold line, we are going to draw a half a heart again. And we want it to be a little bit smaller than our other heart that we cut out. So remember, that was the ear. That's going to be the outer part of the ear. This is going to be the inner part of the ear. So you're just going to cut one that's a tiny bit smaller, and it's going to go on the inside. If it doesn't quite fit, then just try again or trim it. It is okay. When you're happy with it, you're going to glue the white on top of your colored heart. So my white is on top of my orange. Then I'm going to take my large heart. I'm going to find the part that is curved on one end. So not the tip, but the part that's curved. And see how when we fold it, it looks like a mouse. We're going to take the tail. So it's going to go on the curved end. So here's our tail. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the one end, and I'm going to glue it really close to where the fold line is. It's really close to where that fold line is. Then I'm going to take the glue, and I'm actually going to glue the entire heart down. So I put glue on one side and then push that down so it sticks. Next, I am going to grab my white circle, which is my eye. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that, and I am going to glue that down. Once I have my eye glued, I'm going to grab my black marker, and inside of that, I'm going to draw a tiny little circle for the pupil. And I'm now going to take my ear. So that was the small heart, and I'm going to put that on. And I like to put part of the ear just above the eye, but part of it sticking out on the outside of the mouse and part of it sticking right on the mouse. So you can see part of it is sticking out and part of it's right on the mouse. Now remember those long strips? I think mine are way too long. So I'm going to do some trimming. Now you decide. You may want to trim yours. I'm going to trim mine, actually cut them right in half. So I'm going to cut all of these in half. We're not going to need all of them, but I'll just cut them all. You're going to decide whatever length you would like for your whiskers. So these are going to be your whiskers. You decide the length. Once you like the length, then we're ready to glue. I'm going to take my glue, and in the middle of one of my strips, I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to take another one of them, and I'm going to layer it over top, and I just want it to go a different direction. So you can see they're kind of going crisscross like a big X. Then I'm going to take a third strip, I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the middle, and I'm going to glue that on, and I also want it going crisscross so that they're not going all in the same direction. So you've got one going one right and left, and then kind of one in the middle. So they're all kind of going a different direction. Okay, now we're going to glue those right onto our mouse. When you're gluing them, you're going to put glue in the middle. Put a little bit of glue in the middle, and I like to actually go to the back tip of my mouse. So right where the nose is, but behind, so right behind, I'm going to put those whiskers on. Just going to push those down. So there's the tip of the nose. I've glued the whiskers in behind. So there you go. There they are. Then I'm going to take the little circle that we made in black for the nose. I'm going to put some glue on that, and I am going to glue that at the top. So the whiskers were glued in behind, the little black nose is glued on top, and there we go. Now, my whiskers are a bit long, so I'm going to trim them. You decide if you would like to trim yours or leave them the length they are. It's completely up to you. And there we go. We have our cute little mouse. I'm just going to show you a few other colors just to give you some inspiration. I've created the mouse using a variety of different colors. And remember, be creative. You can choose different colors for the ears and the tail and the whiskers and the nose. It is completely up to you. The goal, my friends, is to be creative and have fun. So thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids.